And I don't know who needs to hear this, but wash your makeup brushes, girl. Do not go into 2022 with old dirty makeup brushes. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome to the last video of the year, girl. Don't even watch another video after this because I just declared it's the last video of the year. That means you're not allowed to watch another video on YouTube now. Let's jump right into this video. First things first, Urban Decay. It's not focus. Urban Decay Primer Potion. Low-key, I feel like I've lost my touch for makeup because for the last 3 years we've been sitting, well, almost 3 years. We've been in the house and I haven't really been playing with my makeup the way I used to. I don't even really buy makeup that much anymore, so it's kind of like, you know, if you don't use it, you lose it. So I feel like my makeup skills have diminished a bit. The last time I did a video, I meant to talk about this lady that tries to hire a hitman for her husband. So there is this thing called hireahitman.com. And only somebody that's not, you know, internet savvy would fall for this, but there's a website called hireahitman.com. Basically, it's a real website with a fake service. So you are trying to commission somebody to cut somebody's water off. And this lady, like, how do you even come across a website like that? I guess you really have to, really want out of your marriage to be even trying to go to a website like this. Anyway, so this lady, she goes on this website. I guess she Googled how to hire a hitman or something. You basically contact them and tell them your problem. And then the guy that actually runs the website, he waits like 24 to 48 hours, I think, before he contacts the police. Because what he will do is message you within the 24 to 48 hours to see if you've calmed down. Because, you know, some people, spur of the moment, they might think, okay, yeah, I'm going to do this. But then last minute realize, okay, this is very wrong. Let me not. He gives you some time to think it through. And then he contacts you again. And she thought that she was going to pay $5,000 to have her husband assassinated, okay? And when I was reading the story, I was like, lady, really? Like, you really fell for this? Like, how do you fall for something like this? Anyway, fact of the matter is the guy hits her back up. She is for certain that she wants to scrub her husband out. So then he contacts the police, and basically an undercover cop showed up as a hitman. Now, I was going to go on the website to see the reviews because I saw people commenting like the reviews on the website are actually hilarious. But I don't even want that in my search history before somebody shows up at my door trying to arrest me, girl. I was actually going to email the guy and see what happened. But I feel like the way my luck is set up, he wouldn't wait the 24 to 48 hours and the police would be knocking out my damn door. No, thank you. So I wouldn't even put it in my search history, girl. Not doing it. All in all, she faces 9 years in prison because of this situation. Like, when the relationship is over, just let it be over. Don't be hiring assassins to try to wipe people out. I mean, I get it. But, like, just leave it alone, girl. Because now you're facing 9 years in prison and your ex-husband is living his best life. Now, her mugshot, she looks very tired. She looks like she was bamboozled, hoodwinked, and she looks a little bewildered now. But it's her own damn fault because she had no business trying to hire no contract killer. Anyway, I want to know you guys' thoughts on this next one because my thoughts are as follows. So the other day, there was a news reporter. Don't ask me his name, child, because I really do not know. He was talking about Elon Musk, and he referred to Elon Musk as African American. Now, generally, when you hear this term, African American, your brain automatically associates it with black people in America, which is something that I never really understood because Canada and America are very similar countries. In Canada, they don't call me African Canadian. They don't call me Jamaican Canadian. Girl, I'm Canadian. And I've talked about this on my channel before. And I really feel like it has to do with, well, racism, first of all. But America, white Americans, racist white Americans, trying to disassociate black people with America. Because even when they talk about an all-American girl. It's blonde hair, blue eyes. I'm like, where's Hitler? Like literally, because what are you talking about? And so the news reporter referred to Elon Musk as African American. And yes, he did it in a shady way. Yes, he did it in a way that he was trying to be funny. A lot of people were offended by it and were trying to correct him. But Elon Musk is literally African American. And I think it's hilarious because Elon Musk was born in Africa. That was my first time finding that out. I thought that man was straight up German, okay? I thought he was from Russia. I did not know that he was born in South Africa. So because he was born in Africa and raised in America, he is essentially African American. But I feel like it highlighted a really important issue, which is that Black people in America are just Black Americans. They're Black. They are not African American. Because when you're talking to an African person that is either was born in Africa or migrated to a different country from Africa, they're not going to say I'm African. They're going to say I'm Congolese. They're going to say I'm from Ghana. They're going to say I'm Nigerian. They're not going to say just I'm African. They're going to tell you what country they come from in Africa. Unless you're making a general statement, you wouldn't really say just the continent. Like, I don't go around saying I'm North American. It's stupid. I'm Canadian. I say what country I'm from. People say what country they're from. And so Elon Musk is from South Africa. And that really does make him an African American. So, in my personal opinion, I feel like the term African American needs to be dropped off now. I feel like you should not have to say I'm African American or as an African American woman. I feel like you should be able to say as a Black woman, as an American. You're just American. Like, why do you have to put African or Asian or whatever in front of it? Who the hell cares? It's obvious what you are. When you're trying to identify yourself, you really don't need to say that you're African American. I can see that you're Black already. I don't have to ask you what race you are because I can clearly see your race. Do you guys agree that Elon Musk is African American, or do you think that it was offensive for the news reporter to refer to Elon Musk as African American? I think it was only offensive because the guy was trying to be funny, but in a technical sense, Elon Musk is African American. Girl, this paint pot is drier than my ankles. I cannot. It's drier than Kevin Durant's ankles at this point. Like, what is happening? I feel like Americans need to put their foot down and demand to be stopped calling African American. It further segregates Americans, which obviously is a big issue because of slavery. So y'all need to start correcting people when they call you African American and say, no, I'm not African American. I was born here. My mama was born here. My mama's mama was born here. My mama's mama was born here. Like, it's really that simple. The only reason they call them African American is because they're trying to segregate them. Even people that are immigrants that come to Canada, we don't segregate them and call them Jamaican Canadian, which is formally that's correct. My mom is an immigrant. She came from Jamaica. She is technically a Jamaican Canadian because she has her citizenship, but nobody goes around calling her that. We just look at her and say she's Canadian, or we look at her and say she's Black. That's it. It's really that simple. That's my take on it. I'm not American, obviously, but I've always kind of felt a way about Americans having to be called African American when you're referring to their race, when they're indeed actually just Black. Well, what the hell do I know? I don't know not a damn thing. And another thing to remember really is that dropping the African part off of American does not take away from your Blackness. At this point, I feel like Black people know who they are as a people, and I don't know, I feel like the term has only been coined because of segregation, and it kind of just stuck around for too damn long. Slavery ended, well, not that long ago, but it ended a long time ago. And segregation ended a long time ago, even though it still exists in miniature forms and now in the form of a vaccine. I just feel like it's time to knock off the African part off of American. Own that. Like, take that back. Take your power back. That's what I feel it is. So maybe we should leave the term African American in 2021. Like a lot of other things, which we could talk about now. There's a few things we need to leave in 2021 because I am tired, okay? Tired of these things. There's a few things I want to leave in 2021. There's a lot of things I want to leave in 2021, to be honest, but I want to leave Tory Lanez and Megan Thee Stallion's case in 2021, even though I know that it's definitely not over and it's slowly unfolding. And, well, based on the last few informations that were released in court or from the court about it, it's getting messy. But, like, his next court date is not until, what is it, January? It's actually coming up January, February. I don't really remember. But I really hope that we can just leave it in 2021 and not give it so much damn media coverage. The other thing I want to leave in 2021 is people normalizing being toxic. There's like a section on Twitter that thinks it's cute to be toxic, and let's just eliminate that, okay? Toxic has never been cute. What we need to do is normalize accountability, because people lack that, okay? You cannot lack accountability in 2022, girl. It's a great New Year's resolution. Let's leave victim mentalities in 2021 and embrace owning your faults for 2022. I know it's hard. And I know it's gonna be hard for some people to do that, but we don't age backwards, girl. We only get older. Some of us get wiser, some of us don't. You don't want to be on the wrong side of right. The other thing I want to leave in 2021 is COVID-19, Delta, Omicron, Omarion, Pentagon, whatever variants they got coming out next, Predator and Alien, girl. Just leave it in 2021 because I am tired. What are we supposed to do? How do we move on? How do we go forward? Like, can we just, enough? Enough is enough. Especially because the most recent change with COVID is that during this Omarion spike of infected people, which I'm about to get into in a second, the CDC has now said, even if you are asymptomatic, this means that you are COVID positive, which means that you are contagious, highly, as we see with this new variant. If you're COVID positive, after 5 days, you can come out of quarantine. Can somebody make this make sense? How is this not about money? Make it make sense to me. When you guys, about a week ago or so, you guys said that this variant is the most contagious, highly transmissible. Why are we cutting down from 14 days to 10 days to now 5? And you're still contagious? Girl, what? What are they trying to do? And the thing about it too is the CDC's website said whether you're vaccinated or not, 5 days is enough. I said, how? Let me tell you something. Shooter is vaccinated. His entire work staff is vaccinated. Between the time I filmed the last videos that I posted and now, it's like the whole entire staff got sick. COVID positive. Shooter was on the first half of the people that got sick. Shooter doesn't generally get sick. And even if he gets like a cold or something, it usually only lasts a day. So he's vaccinated. Everybody else in my house is not. And wait, let me clarify. He's vaccinated against COVID-19. And nobody else in the house has a COVID-19 vaccine. My fear that whole time was, should he get the vaccine and get sick at work? And we don't know because they say that it's supposed to have you be asymptomatic if you're vaccinated or show mild symptoms. So my fear was that him getting the vaccine, he would end up getting my whole house sick. But that's not what happened. So what actually happened was he got sick. It was a Wednesday. It was his day off from work. And he was like, it's cold in the house. And I'm like, no, it's not. And Shooter's never cold. I run cold. He runs hot. So usually I'm complaining that it's cold in the house. I'm usually half naked all the time anyway. But like, I'm usually the person in the house that's saying it's mad cold in here, not Shooter. And so he started talking about asking me if I'm cold. I said no. And I'm wearing next to nothing. Okay, I have on shorts and a tank top. So he's like, yes, it is cold in here. I said, no, it's not. It's not cold. He said, it's freezing. I said, no, it's not. The temperature is the same that it's always been. My temperature doesn't change unless I physically change it in the house. He starts saying that he's cold. And to the point where he's like, I'm going to put on a sweater and some track pants. So he puts on the sweater and the track pants and he's still cold. He's sitting in the rocking chair and he puts on a blanket. And I said, sir, if you have the chills, you need to go and do something with yourself. He's trying to tell me he's not sick. I said, no, I'm not even risking this. He decides he's hungry and he's like, I'm gonna go eat. So he makes his food, but he's so cold that he now turns on the fireplace and is sitting directly in front of the fireplace on the floor eating his lunch. And I'm like, take your PlayStation and go into the guest room and do not come out. I was like, go. Do not come out of that room. I cannot afford to get sick, and I cannot afford for my kids to get sick. It's not happening. It's simply not happening. So he's like, I'm not sick. So he goes and slowly but surely he starts showing more symptoms. His body's in pain. He's having body aches and all this stuff. And I'm like, what the hell? So I said, get in the room and don't come out. I said, if you need anything, text my phone. I'll bring you whatever you need. Do not come out of this room. So he's trying to claim he's fine. Obviously, I know better. He's trying to tell me he's not sick. Meanwhile, his symptoms are increasing. And I'm like when I had to bring him stuff, I'm there putting on rubber gloves. I had on my mask in my own house. And I'm like, yeah, this ain't cool. This ain't it. Anyway, day one goes. Now he was trying to decide if he was going to go to work the next day, because at this point he doesn't know if it's COVID or not. But I'm like, regardless, with the way you're sick, one, it's definitely COVID. But two, even if it's not COVID, I don't think it's a good idea to go to work. So he said he's just going to see how he feels in the morning. Obviously, he did not feel better the next day. Didn't end up going to work. Meanwhile, as the first and second day came to a close, I think by the first day he was sick. By the end of the day, there was 9 people that basically had to call in, because since everybody at his workplace is vaxxed, they thought that they were in the clear to socialize. Because here in Canada, you can go and socialize if you're vaccinated. You're allowed to go to restaurants. You're allowed to go to the bowling alley. You're pretty much allowed to go anywhere you want if you are indeed vaccinated. And I think that's one of the bigger problems that we're facing with the pandemic, is that people think that vaccinated means that it's a cure and a preventative, when it's not. Well, it's supposed to be a preventative, but it's not preventing. So people have basically slacked off where responsibilities are concerned once they get vaccinated. They don't take as many precautions. Like if you go to a restaurant, everybody is maskless. People are touching. People are not social distancing because they're vaccinated. And restaurants, up until that point, up until Omarion came up in here, were at full capacity. Only recently did they shut it down to, again, 50% capacity, when it should really just go back to takeout. Because there's so many people that are going undetected with COVID that are infecting other people unknowingly. Then those people then go and infect a whole bunch of other people, because you might have it for a day or two without any symptoms, and then the symptoms start to creep up on you. And I believe that that's probably what happened with Shooter, because I doubt that he was sick on Wednesday, boom, bam. He didn't go anywhere on Wednesday. He obviously got sick before Wednesday. So maybe on Monday or Tuesday he was sick and didn't know, but then by Wednesday he started to show symptoms. Anyway, by the end of the second day, there was 15 positive tested cases of staff members from his work that were all sick. And that means that everybody that had even eaten at their restaurant had been exposed to it and probably tested positive as well. But they're not going to know when they got sick, because it could have been that the staff members at the restaurant got it from customers, right? That's the thing. We can't trace this to say where anybody is getting it from. But people that are vaccinated are not limiting their social gatherings. They're going out, they're socializing as if they can't carry and spread the virus. And then turning around and trying to blame it on unvaccinated people when we're not the ones socializing. Anyway, so he's sick and he's in the guest room, and the guest room is has a Jack and Jill bathroom. So basically I would bring him everything and I would bring it to the Jack and Jill bathroom, and he would pick it up from there once I left. So for 10 days, me and the girls didn't really interact with him per se. I let them say hi to him, check on him, but they knew he wasn't allowed to come out of the room, and they knew they couldn't really go in the room, and we had to take extra precautions. But it got tiring because it's like after the 3rd day of me having to run back and forth between upstairs and downstairs, I was like, see, this is why I don't need nobody getting sick, because I don't have the time or the patience. Like, I'm taking care of 3 babies, okay? We cannot add a 4th person to that mix. It was truly an inconvenience, because the fact of the matter is he should have been at work those days, but I had to be mommy to everybody in the house. So it was a complete and utter inconvenience. However, we managed to not get sick. So the only the vaccinated person in my house got sick. The rest of us did not get sick. And frankly, I'm not comfortable with this 5-day business. If you come home sick, you is gonna be locked up in that room for 10 days minimum, okay? 14 days if I feel it's necessary, because there has been too many inconsistencies. And once Shooter got back to work, more people basically swept through their entire staff. I guess it was unavoidable, but more people ended up sick. So right now he is obviously one of the only people that's not sick. So he's running it by himself. I really just feel like the people that are vaccinated need to continue to try to be as cautious as those without the vaccine. Because I'm extremely cautious, okay? Whether it's going to the grocery store, coming home from the grocery store, driving my car and I only maybe get gas. Like, I'm so cautious about what I'm doing with my hands and my steering wheel. Like, I'm always washing my hands. I'm always sanitizing when I can't wash right away. I wear my mask. I don't take it off for anything. You know, people are not taking precautions. And that's why everybody keeps getting sick. But what confused me about this variant in particular is when the first case happened in Ontario. I guess at this point you have to assume if there's going to be one case. If there's one case, it's going to be 100,000 cases, because they said that the person was quarantined and isolated, and then a week later it's, oh, all these people are getting this variant. And it's like, what the heck is going on? But it came from a traveler, somebody that was traveling. And so now they're canceling flights and they're doing all these things. But did you guys know that it's one of the airlines, or the airlines are the people that met with the CDC and requested for it to be changed to 5 days instead of 10 days, because flights were being canceled and too much money has been lost at this point. Corporations are losing money because people have to constantly be calling out sick. They want you to work even if you're sick, which means everybody's just going to keep getting infected. Like, 5 days is not enough. Once Shooter realized he's not feeling well on the 2nd day and he's not going to go to work, he then had me go and purchase a rapid test. This is one of my big issues, and I'm going to actually call the pharmacy. Hopefully they answer, because I have some damn questions for them. One of my big issues are the rapid test. So maybe a few days after I got him his rapid test, I realized that the LCBO, which is the liquor store here in Ontario, they were going to be receiving and giving out some rapid tests for free. I didn't know that. I didn't really know anything about the rapid tests and picking them up and stuff, but I went to a pharmacy in my area and was getting a rapid test for him, and I just said I'm gonna get 2. I did not know that the rapid tests come in a box of, I think, 25. Correct me if I'm wrong. I had no idea that you get a box of 25. So I go to this pharmacy, and this is what everybody is capitalizing off of this thing, and that is why it's not going to end. because there's too many ways to profit. Anyway, so I go to this pharmacy, a pharmacy I've never been to, but not all pharmacies carry the rapid test. So I had to go to this one in particular. So I go to the pharmacy and I say I need 2 rapid tests. Like I said, I'm unaware. And if you're unaware, this is how you get bamboozled. But I tell them I need 2 rapid tests, unaware that they come in a box of 25. So he tells me they're $25 each. Not $25 for a box of 25. $25 for one single test. So you get a rapid test, like the actual thing. It looks like a pregnancy test from the dollar store. You get a long swab to swab in your nose. And you also get this little liquid thing. Now, I saw him distributing the liquid, but I don't know nothing about this. So this is just like what I'm thinking is how it goes. So I'm in the pharmacy. The guy rings me up and I pay $50, which Shooter's Work is supposed to reimburse me for. I pay $50 for 2 single tests. Not a box of 2, not 2 boxes of tests. 2 single tests. $56. That's after taxes. And then a few days later, I go to LCBO and I see that they're supposed to have tests there and they're giving them out for free. So at this point, I'm thinking like, hold on now. I paid $25 for one test. They're giving out boxes of tests? Huh? What are you saying to me? So I end up calling like the local Ottawa number to speak to public health to ask them, hey, is this right? Because I was charged for 2 single tests, but you guys are giving them out for free at certain locations. I don't, like, am I supposed to be charged at all? It's one thing if you're supposed to be charged for it, but if you're not supposed to be charged at all and I paid for 2 single tests, that is crazy. Crazy. I remember the pharmacist, or the guy that served me at the pharmacy, he had kneeled down or crouched down, and I saw him, I guess, open a box and take out what he needed to take out to give to me. But when I went to the store, I had no idea that I should probably be leaving the store with a full box, not just 2 single tests. And he knows that I don't know that. I find that out later, so I call public health and I'm asking them, and public health doesn't even have an answer for me. The girl on the phone was like, oh, that's so strange. I'm not really sure what the protocol is for that. Really? You're public health. What do you mean you don't know? But she's like, but that's really strange. Like, I know LCBO, everywhere else is pretty much free. And you said you only got 2 single tests, like not a box, and you paid $56. She's like, yeah, that's kind of nuts. Like, I don't really know. And I'm like, thank you. Thank you. This conversation got me no answers. And so now we're about to call the pharmacy because I would like to know. I'm going to go pick up the other 2 boxes that they need to be giving me. I've actually been calling for days. Hi, I just have a question because maybe about a week ago or a week and a half ago, I needed rapid tests and I came to your location to get some. But from my understanding, the rapid tests are free. Like everywhere else is giving them out for free. Like LCBO is giving them out for free.
Okay, yeah, we aren't, we haven't got the okay to sell them for free yet, and we also don't have any more to give out. So we haven't been giving any more.
And what are you're charging how much for one test? Are you charging for boxes of tests or are you charging for single tests?
We charge for either a full box of 5 or one for $20.
How much is a box of 5? How much is a box of 5, sorry?
$80 plus tax.
Because I called public health to understand what exactly happened because I purchased 2 single tests for $56, but everywhere else is giving out boxes. And I was confused as to why I was charged $56 for 2 single tests.
Yeah, I can get the pharmacist to explain that for you. 1 second.
Thanks for holding.
Hi.
So, which one did you buy? The green one, right?
Yeah.
So there's 2 kinds. Like, we never got something to give it to the free. Like, I know we are supposed to get a shipment from the government to give to everybody free, but we never got it.
Okay, so, but you're charging $25 for one test?
Yeah, so that's two different kinds. Like one is paid by the government, and one is like the company sells it on the privately. But we are still like the same thing with the LCBO, like other people. We are waiting for to give it for free to government.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there a reason why it's so expensive? Like, why is it $25?
I think it was not until this whole drama started before 2 weeks, honestly. Like we are not even the whole box, we are selling it in for 25 for 5, actually.
$25 for 5 tests?
Yeah, but now, honestly, that was true. But now, like, thing is, now the price has gone up. Now even I'm not able to order it anymore because everybody's out.
Yeah, but I didn't get 5 tests. I got 2 tests for $56 from you.
I understand. Yes, we are doing the right now in test only one test for $40 right now because the thing is the price is not we increase the price.
But how is it? Sorry, I'm trying to understand how exactly you guys come up with the price for the test. Like, what is that based on?
Sorry?
What is the pricing of the test based on? Like, how do you come up with $25 for one test?
The prices come up from we buy it from our supplier. It's not us who decide the price. Right now we are selling the 80, like we went before, like last week we are selling the $80 for 5 packs. Pack of the 5.
Okay, because I had called public health to get an understanding and about if I'm supposed to be charged or not, because I was really confused about that.
Yes, I understand totally. But thing is, if you need it, don't buy it anymore because we've been told by one of the agents saying like it's going to be free for everybody soon.
Yeah.
But like if you what I can do, so if I get 2 free, like I'm supposed to get it tomorrow.
Okay.
If I get it tomorrow, then I can replace it and we can give you money back.
Okay.
Because yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, I understand.
Yeah. So if you call us tomorrow around 10 o'clock or 9:30 in the morning.
Okay.
Because I'm going to have my friend working in the park. He's going to have some freeze from his pharmacy. So once I get it, I can replace the supply for what we bought it, and we can definitely refund the money.
Okay, thank you.
Okay?
Yep. Okay, bye. Y'all see? They acting like this is cocaine. Like the price has gone up. Yesterday's price is not today's price. What is happening here? Really? Did you guys hear that call? Okay. So they're acting like it's like street value or something. Because he just told me the box of 5 is $80 when it was actually, it used to be 5 for $25. How do you guys put it up so much? If before the price was 5 for $25, that's $5 a test. That means that you bought it from your supplier for probably $1 a box, and you're trying to upcharge. You like whatever they got from their supplier, however much they paid to their private supplier, because this is before the government. He said, however much they paid for that, they're trying to make a profit off of it. There's no need to charge $25 per test. The only reason they were doing that is because the demand went up for them. So they're trying to inflate the prices in the middle of a pandemic. And that's really what my issue is with this. Because why are you doing that? People are sick. Child, the devil is a liar. And you see, I just called him. You see how when I said I called public health, he switched up? The whole, girl, you can't make this stuff up. You can't make this, not me being an investigative journalist. You cannot make this stuff up. Like, really. This is precisely why I want to leave COVID-19 and everything that comes with it in 2021. Because everything has gone up. They need to put gas prices back down. That's number one. They need to put gas prices all the way back down. Because I know gas is expensive because I'm buying from Costco and it's like $100 to fill my tank. I couldn't believe it. Obviously, I drive a big body truck, right? But $100 to fill my tank. It used to be like $80. No, they're doing too much. Not only that, food prices skyrocketed. How? Everything has gone up and I needed to come back all the way down. Because where do they get off? Anyway, like I was saying, I was not letting Shooter out of that room to expose me and my children and my mama to the virus. If you're wondering if you can successfully quarantine somebody in your home without you getting sick, yes. But you have to be like extremely careful. And obviously also your house has to be big enough. If we were still at my other place, girl, we all would have got sick. Unless we made him quarantine at my mom's old apartment and my mom came to stay with us while he was quarantining over there. But then it's like there would be so much sanitizing that we'd have to do. He took his first test and the first test was positive, but he thought it was negative. So then he ended up taking the second test and the second test was positive. And yeah, he was sick. At the same time, my sister in Toronto ended up getting it as well. Luckily, she works from home, so it didn't affect her work. And obviously Shooter's salary, so it didn't affect his job either. It didn't matter that he was off for 10 days. They were just sick days. So for the people that are less fortunate, or the people that aren't as fortunate that it would affect your work if you got sick, just remember to take your proper precautions. Don't be out here all willy-nilly without a mask on because you're vaccinated, because that ain't gonna save you, boo. I think one of the most annoying parts about COVID is that, like, no matter what you're doing, no matter what day of the week it is, it comes up in conversation. I saw a post that was like praising Issa for not including COVID into any of the scripts for Insecure, because it's like we needed to escape. You know? Same goes for like police brutality. It's like, you're doing too much. You're doing too freaking much. We don't need to always be living a trauma or a traumatic situation. I was so annoyed when I was seeing like commercials for shows and I saw that the people were wearing masks while they're acting. Like, Power's another show that didn't do that foolishness, so I'm actually very happy about that too. Because it's really annoying. Like, you did not have to write COVID into your script. You didn't. Anyway, if you live in Ontario and have been able to get a rapid test from an LCBO in your area, please comment and tell me. Because so far, every LCBO I've been to has not had any tests. I'm like, why would you guys announce that you're going to have the test or that you're going to have a rollout? Like, and then I pop up to the LCBO to get a box and there's none. I don't understand. What they should have done, like, do I need to go work for the government? Because I had these ideas for y'all to be organized because y'all are very unorganized. What you should have done is ship the deliveries. Don't even tell them that the deliveries are coming. You should have shipped them to all the LCBOs or wherever they're going to be. Ship them. Let the staff get them and then announce that it's happened so that people are not going there every damn day. There's literally, every time you go to LCBO, you see signs on the windows saying, we don't have any tests. There's no test. No test yet. No test yet. No test yet. It's like, y'all are always putting your foot in your mouth or doing things prematurely. No. Enough. You guys have been the governments have been so unorganized since the very beginning of the pandemic, and they have not seemed to be able to catch up with themselves. Like, very unorganized from the very jump. And it's like, come on, guys. Come on. Get it together here. Don't announce that you're going to do something or have something for us before you have it. Do it first and then announce that it's done. And that you can go pick up yours at this location or that location. Because listen to the pharmacist on the phone was just telling me they're out of tests. They don't even have the test to sell at this point. They were in such high demand. And look how much money the pharmacy made off of those tests, because he said a week before they were selling them for 5 for $25 or 5 for $20. And then when I went, it was 1 for $20. And then now he's saying that the last ones that he sold were 5 for $80. Y'all are sick. Another thing we need to leave in 2021, which I know a lot of people aren't going to like this one, but the thievery that these fast fashion brands are still doing. I saw a girl's post the other day on Twitter of Shein stealing not only the girl's design, it was jewelry or like an accessory for your boobs. It's like bra wire, but decorative. Anyway, they didn't only steal the design itself, but they literally screenshot her photo and use it to sell a product that looks similar to hers. The difference is hers cost, I think, $80, and it's a handcrafted product, probably sustainable, I don't know. And Shein is selling it for $8 American, so it can definitely hurt her business. But I know some of y'all are committed to Shein and Fashion Nova, but it's like they don't need to rip people off, keep ripping people off. And who are you really gonna go with? You're gonna go with the $80 piece of costume jewelry, or are you gonna go with the $8 costume jewelry? You're obviously gonna go with the $8 one. So it's definitely detrimental to the girl's business, and essentially it's not fair to her. But it's not like they just took the design girl. They done stole the lady's whole picture, her modeling it. They are using it. The fact of the matter is Shein done stole it and is marketing it as their own. And this is obviously not the first time I talked about something like this on my channel. These brands, these corporations are constantly doing this to smaller creators. And if you're not a creator, then you don't get it. But I personally am a creator, and I'm creative in every sense of the word. And so I personally would feel frustrated if I were selling something and people are blatantly copying it and selling it or marketing it as their own, you know. That being said, yesterday I saw a parent tweeting, I think, Amazon, because their child told Alexa to give them a challenge to do, and Alexa told them to do something that was extremely dangerous. This is something you would see in like a movie, Black Mirror on TV. Like, this is something that you aren't really anticipating happening in your own home. So yeah, Alexa told the child, the 10-year-old child, to do something extremely dangerous. And it's like, this is the stuff that they talk about in the movies, that these AIs are going to take over the world, or they're going to try to kill us one day. I don't understand how that even happened. So when I saw it, I said, let me talk to Siri a minute. And I said to Siri is shady boots, okay? I said to Siri, hey Siri, what do you think about Alexa?
Sorry, I didn't quite catch that. Could you please repeat it?
Hey Siri, what do you think about Alexa?
I'm a big fan of good listeners and helpful beings.
That is not what she said yesterday, okay? Yesterday when I asked Siri about Alexa, she paid her dust and she acted like she didn't know what I was talking about, and she started telling me about, she showed me like a graph and the name Alexa and like how popular it isn't. And its ranking. Okay, she did not say that. Luckily, obviously the kid didn't do what Alexa told it to do because they were 10, they understood. But if the child was younger, that would be really scary. I feel like you shouldn't even be able to ask Alexa or any one of these home devices to give you challenges to do, you know. I feel like that's not really what their use is for. I have HomePods and I only use them to play music. I don't really use them for anything other than that. I don't use Siri a lot. I just use her when my hands are not free. And so it's really scary that happened. Because what is next, girl? Okay, let's leave these listening devices in 2021 now. I ain't got the time. I don't have the patience. This is not okay. Everybody's kind of up in arms about Ahri's interview with Don't Call Me White Girl, Mona. Ahri was saying a lot of different things in the interview or on the podcast. Obviously, the thing that people are talking most about is her statement about her wanting her man to, you know, pull a gun out on her to prevent her from leaving his house, whether she was joking or not. I thought it was funny that she said that. Not funny in the ha-ha sense, but ironic that she said that, because literally 5 seconds before that, she was talking about growth and how he's helped her grow as a person, and she was talking about, you know, that they actually communicate and blah, 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 blah. So then after she says that, and she goes on to say she wants him to pull a gun out and make her want to stay, or tell her she's not leaving, like show her that he's serious. Everybody was kind of like, what, girl, what? If she just said that and, let people say what they wanted to say and didn't respond to anything, that would be the end of it. But she then went on to go on Instagram Live, and people were obviously triggered, women were triggered, and stating that, that's happened to them. And domestic violence is no joke. And Ahri replied to that with, nobody cares. Shut the F up. I don't care. And she kept reiterating the fact that she literally does not care. But a few years ago, Ahri was sharing that Herb abused her. And that she had a black eye. And that he took the child out of her home, their son. And so it's like, if that happened and you're a victim of domestic violence, how could you sit there and have an attitude with people claiming that what you said was, problematic? Because it was problematic. I was with her with the growth thing up until that point. She had me. I was like, yes, Ahri, go ahead, girl. Yes, we're here for growth. But then she hits us with this, take your gun out on me and show me that you're serious, like I'm not going nowhere. Never in my life. Never in my life have I wanted, no, girl, no. Never in my life have I wanted somebody to pull a gun out on me. Don't care what it's for. I might carry it in my purse for you, but you better not pull it out on me now. And it's not even so much that she made that statement, because my only response to that was, yeah, no. But once she started to kind of go on Instagram Live and say, like, nobody cares that you were in a domestic violence situation, and I was like, yeah, that's not what you use your platform for. And granted, we don't get to tell people how to use their platforms. Like, nobody can tell me how to use my platform. I can't tell anybody how to use their platform. But it's just like, it's super irresponsible. And you have to know that to whom much is given, much is required. You cannot use your platform in one breath to share your domestic violence situation and ask for sympathy, empathy, compassion, but then turn around a few years later and tell people nobody cares. Because at one point you wanted people to care. So you cannot do that. It's just completely ignorant. And so now people are questioning whether that situation with Herb happened. But I don't think that that's fair either. I think that, yes, what she has exhibited is immaturity, ignorance, and not growth. But at the same time, this is not somebody that we can say we know personally. This is just somebody that people know off of the internet. People are assuming they know things, and so they're going to have their opinions on her. But people are only going to have an opinion on what you share, right? And I've learned this throughout my years on YouTube. That's just what it is. And you cannot fight everybody and call everybody broke all the time. Like, you can't do it's what do we do? Like, it's a waste. I think that her last lesson before the year is up is to mind your mouth, watch what you say, because that is true growth. Obviously she's not the type of person that's going to come now and apologize, because it's not affecting her money per se. But if she had any brand deals that were significant, like, I don't think that she is a Savage ambassador, but like Drea lost her Savage sponsorship for this very thing, making light of domestic violence, when Rihanna, who owns Savage Fenty, has been a victim of domestic violence. And so if Ariana has any brand deals and it's starting to affect her pocket, maybe she would issue an apology. But because nothing is going to change for her, there's no need for her to apologize. And that's really how it goes. For me personally, my New Year's resolutions include being a lot more organized, being a lot more tidy, continuing my weight loss journey. By the end of next year, I better be 130 pounds, and that's just what it is, okay? By the middle of next year, by the time summertime rolls around, this body better be beach ready, okay? Even though I can't go nowhere because I'm not vaccinated. It better be beach ready, okay? Not beach whale. But yeah, my New Year's resolutions include more organization, more tidiness, being intentional about tidying up my workspaces, because that's where it gets super chaotic. Like, my workspace is so crazy no matter what I'm doing, and I think a part of that is like being a crazy creative person. I tend to do a lot of different things at the same time. Like right now, I just did my makeup, and so I have my makeup on my vanity, but then I have the makeup that I filmed with, and I tend to just, when I'm done filming, just pick up and go, because I have 3 kids and I'm trying to do this, that, and the third all at the same time. But I'm trying to scale it back and like take that extra, I don't know, 15 minutes and include it in my work day to tidy up my makeup and put everything back where it was, so that the next time I go, it's neat and tidy, you know, versus leaving it a royal freaking mess. Like, my makeup table always looks like a tornado ran through it. Like, it's crazy. Same goes for my office space. I've slowly been tidying up my office and rearranging it and stuff, and like, it's just those little things that I'm trying to work on for the new year. But yeah, my main thing is like my weight. Like, that's like my focus. My weight and my next, and just letting God guide me through. I'm so glad and grateful for everyone that made it to the end of 2021 with me. I've laid down my boundaries and my wants and my needs for the next decade of my life, and like, if you don't fit in it, you just don't fit in it, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not making space for anybody that's not in alignment with what I'm doing and who I am becoming and who I currently am. If you're not in alignment with that, I don't have an ounce of space for you, okay? I was cutting people off left and right at the end of this year. You could go too. Like, I ain't got the time, honey. Things can change at the drop of a dime. My hair was orange just 2 days ago. Now it's pink. Okay, I'm changing how I do things. I'm changing how I move, and that is not to change who I am as a person, but it's to accommodate my growth, and I'm not accommodating anybody that is not growing with me or doesn't have the capacity to grow with me. You gotta get left, okay? You gotta get left, and that's really what everybody should be doing for this next year, the next 10 years. And I don't know who needs to hear this, but wash your makeup brushes, girl. Do not go into 2022 with old dirty makeup brushes. It's you. It's you. I know. Now I'm being shady because I washed my makeup brushes today. You don't even have to wash all your makeup brushes. You just need to wash the ones that you use the most. Your blush brush, your foundation brush, your contour brush, obviously your sponge. Those are like the 4 tops that you need to be washing, you know, so you can have clear, smooth skin for 2022. We are done with acne. We're done with problematic blotches. We're done with it. Clean your makeup brushes. I'm super duper grateful for you guys. I love you guys so much. I don't know when I'll post in 2022. You know, I'm just here so I don't get fined. I feel like I've gone through so many different changes and obstacles in the last, I'll say, 5 years. And I thank you all for being a part of my journey thus far. And I wish you all the best. I pray that, you know, I pray that God keeps your family and your friends and your dreams and desires going forward, and that you are all in good health. Just positive vibes all the way around, okay? No more negativity. We are leaving negativity in 2021, girl. We're leaving pessimism or pessimistic people in 2021. Girl, if your pet is pessimistic, leave it. Leave your pet in 2021, okay? Not your pet, girl. But yeah, I pray blessings and abundance for all of you, and healing. I don't know who, oh Lord have mercy. I don't know who needs to hear this, but stop stalling on therapy. Stop stalling. Stop wasting that time. You better, the clock is ticking, tick, 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 tick. You need to start therapy. You need to go to therapy. You need to heal your inner child, and you need to heal your adult. You know, in the age of social media, everybody wants to share their blessings and everybody wants to front. No, share your lessons as well. Blessings are not what build character. Blessings are not what build the foundation for success. The foundation of your success, of my success, of anybody's success, does not come from the blessings, but the lessons. And if you cannot learn from those lessons, well, the blessings gonna take a while, okay? But if you can learn from the lessons while they come, understand that means that your blessing and your breakthrough is just so much closer, and nothing is gonna happen overnight. And it's failing and learning what not to do going forward that really allows you to become successful. And that's in anything that you're doing, whether it's in relationships or in work or in parenting. Like, there's some things that we're good at and some things that we're not good at, and there's just different ways that you're gonna have to learn how to navigate those things. And so I think it's important to pay attention to patterns in your life, and important to pay attention to what has gone wrong that was preventable because of something that you did. Accountability. Just what I was talking about earlier. Accountability is so big for me, and I don't even allow, if you're the type of person that does not have accountability, you cannot come in my space. 9 times out of 10, there's something that we could have done differently in a situation. Now, if the situation is completely out of your hands, that's a completely different story. But if it's something that you had a hand in, you have to be willing to say, you know what, I messed up. And that's okay. What can I do going forward to not do this again? I have an affirmation board / vision board on my wall. And one of the things that I put on my vision board, abundance is rooted in your willingness to be disciplined. I need to see that and feel that and know that. It's usually one area of our life that we keep stumbling in. There's just always this one area of our lives that is an issue. For me, obviously, I've shared it's food, okay? It's sugar. And so I personally feel like if I can conquer that issue, which I'm trying to currently do that, everything else will sort of fall into place, because it will trickle down and it will be like a domino effect of being disciplined in multiple areas versus in just one area. That same thing applies to me tidying up my makeup space. That's me being disciplined, because I'm choosing to not get up and just leave it and come back to it whenever I feel like it. I really feel like helping myself get through my sugar addiction and choosing to be intentional about that is helping me in other areas of my life. Because discipline is discipline. No matter which way you spin it, it's discipline, okay? And that's what a lot of people lack, and I am one of those people. Hi! So, yeah. I love you all so much. The year is over, and I'm excited for 2022. And I pray that God gives you double for your trouble, okay? I need double for my trouble too. I might need quadruple for my trouble at this point. But it is what it is. I love you all so much. God bless you. And I will see you next year.